I spoke to Moshi, and he said you guys can go first, and then he'll say what he has to say last. So whoever wants to start, go ahead and start off. But that's how we're gonna go with this. And no type of, if anything starts to get a little out of hand, or if I hear somebody getting emotional, I will check it real quick. And it's best to mute yourself for a bit, take a quick breath, and then come back. So we're going to do it this way. It's going to be peaceful, and we're going to leave it at that. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead, say your piece, whatever.
Yo, the People's Court is in, wait, what did they say in court?
Session.
I'm not a criminal. All right.
Are you playing the theme song in the background?
No.
They really don't say that in real life, anyways.
Right.
What's the name? Anyways, all right. So we've been having some things going on behind the scenes that I'm sure many of you know. A lot of it has been what is the word I'm looking for? Boiling up to this point for over probably a year and a half, and we made a decision to cut Moshi from the Discord and as well as the site and everything else. What's the name? So then Moshi proceeded to create a video where he basically told his side of the story, and there were a lot of loopholes in that story, and we had a problem with it, which caused an even further rift. Because we don't hate the dude, but it wasn't the truth. And the result of that video, whether it was his intent or not, it brought a lot of hate to our individual channels, to the GI channel, as well as people are telling Ethos to kill himself, which I didn't think was cool. So the whole this is to clear the air, because I feel like a lot of this should have stayed behind doors. Nothing would have been said on our end, but he made a video making it public, and I feel like if you have the nerve to create a video talking about things in the public, then we should live stream, because it's already in the public. Like, I don't think we should be squashing it behind the scenes because you made it a public situation. And I feel like people deserve to hear the whole entire story, because I feel like you only brought certain things to the light versus the whole thing. I think we came up with like a list of questions, and I know JG's are first, so I'll let you take the floor.
All right. So, Moshi, I'm just going to ask you questions one by one. I am not going to rebuttal anything that you say as far as your answer, but we would just go from there. So, my first question for you is why do you think that you ended up getting excommunicated from Gaming Illuminati?
I don't know why.
Okay.
No. We not doing that, fam. Give an honest answer. Don't do that.
Huh? There obviously has to be.
Because I'm be dead ass serious. If we're not gonna be 100 tonight, I will cut this shit off right now, my dude. I'm gonna say,
all right, relax.
I think it was more so like the Gaming Illuminati is in friendship is also tied to the business. So what do you call it? If one drops off, then the other one goes, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it is what it is. So that's my guess anyway.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
You good?
Good. Okay. All right.
Fair enough.
Do you remember when we had our GI Discord meeting, the one it was either late April or May? I'm pretty sure it was in May. And I said in the group chat, which we know that sometimes you don't look at, but I said in the group chat, because we made a decision when we were all going to be available, and everyone came in but you. But I said, if I catch anyone playing video games during the time we're supposed to have these meetings, I will take that as a sign of disrespect. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Okay. Did you, in fact, get caught playing games when everybody was in a Discord on time for this meeting?
Yes.
Did you tell us that you should have did you tell us that we should have came and got you when you finally ended up showing up for the meeting?
Yes.
Did I not ask you and Ethos during that meeting if you wanted to continue doing GI related content during that meeting?
Yes.
Did you say that the reason in that meeting that you didn't do much content for GI was based on both because you didn't see other people doing much, so you felt unmotivated, and then later on you said because we aren't getting paid for this?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. So what part do you feel is the no part. The second part.
Well, I'm gonna speak to everything. What do you call it? The reason I was late for that meeting was because initially it was set on an hour. I found out later that the time was changed. Like I don't check every single message inside the DMs, and I found out later that the time was changed to fit someone who was at work. So when I came in and I was on time, like nobody was there, and I just assumed like, okay, so we're not doing this, so I'm gonna go do something else. And what it turned out later that someone, needed more time because they needed to get off work. And I said, why don't you just, go and get me if, that was the case? Because obviously I didn't have that information, and it turned out how it did. In terms of, hold on, what was the last thing you said?
The second part of that is because you weren't getting paid for this, so you felt like, this is just a hobby, it's not a job. So it kind of didn't motivate you to do GI related content.
My issue was not with getting paid. My issue was that a lot of things were mandatory, like required of me, and I didn't feel that was necessarily right for people to ask me or basically tell me what to do when it's like I'm not getting paid to do that thing. And I felt that I'm not gonna act and sit here like I'm a star player of like the GI in terms of like articles or videos, but I felt that the little bit that I did put in is like it went unappreciated, and everybody was asking me for more and more and more, but I wasn't in return. Like I didn't really get much.
So in that part, were you looking for satisfaction? Were you looking for a pat on the back? I'm gonna tell you first that nothing was mandatory. This was the whole reason why you volunteered. Yeah, this is the reason why we had this meeting. And basically my question before, when I asked you again, did you want to continue doing the content? You said yes during that time. So when you say yes, that means that you are expected. It's not mandatory, but we did expect you to, step it up a little bit and do a little bit more than what you've been doing now, because we know that you do have the majority of the time. You have more time than everybody who's in GI right now, every single person. So that's why we expected a little bit more from you.
And I apologize because at the time I should have let you know that when I said yes, I should have said, yes, if I have the time, if I'm not behind on everything else. Yeah. That's what I should have said. And if that was an issue, then we should have gone from there.
Okay, fair enough. And next question, why, and this is the main question that I want to know. Why did you end up making the video? Why did you feel the need to make the video, making the entire situation public that still could have been private, regardless of what ended up happening?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, you wake up and all your friends follow you, and you look on the Gaming Illuminaughty channel and you see your channel's not there, and you look on everybody else's channel and you see that your channel is not there, so it calls into question like, okay, what is going on? So I woke up in a state of confusion, and personally I feel that like nobody would have come and talked to me unless I went and found people. Like I had to go and find people and ask, as opposed to everybody explain to me what happened. But I'll talk about that later.
Okay, so it was just an act out of anger, out of spite.
It was an anger. It was more like, like nobody was telling me what was going on, and the only thing I heard was that I was kicked out. So I was just like, rather than it going under the rug and not being talked about, I decided, it's only fair to the subs to, let them know what's going on, so they're not in streams asking where I am or going to your videos and asking where's Moshi.
They were already doing that.
That's kind of the bad thing about it. They kind of were already doing it.
Yeah, I was just trying to be transparent.
Okay. Did we not have multiple meetings with you in Discord and in person discussing your work ethic and everyone in general?
Yes.
Did you not say that you were going to lose weight in 2015 after the first time you went to E3?
Yes.
Were you going to work on your health if we didn't say anything again?
Probably not.
Do you feel like your work ethic and overall attitude was fair to everyone else in E3? And overall?
No.
Do you feel like you did not waste $500 of the E3 budget?
Wait, say that again.
Do you feel like you wasted $500?
No.
Okay.
I would ask for you to explain why.
I don't feel I wasted $500 because first of all, I wouldn't have accepted the money if I had known that it came with like mandatory, stuff. Like I thought I was,
You thought it was a free flight to
going
LA?
to experience. No. I thought I was going to experience, E3, and I was gonna go experience, and experience is what I did. Obviously, I was expected to do work. Also, I'm not oblivious to the situation, but
right.
I didn't know I would get in so much trouble for not turning up a certain amount that was wanted.
And while again, it was another experience. We did go for the first time together in 2015. So we all had a different mindset going into this. We figured out what we did wrong. And we as a whole team, because we had two more people, because we did have 6. We had 2 more people. And we all knew what we wanted to do better this time. We knew about not standing in lines. We knew about going to the media section and asking. We were more productive in actually stepping up to the developers and asking them questions and getting the content out. We had more ideas on series and everything. So it was very disappointing to see that it was kind of like this was your first time all over again. And again, while it was an experience and we did have fun, we put in work and we doubled, tripled our entire content. And if you would have done a little bit more, it would have been even more videos. Like the vlogs, for example. They said that your vlogs last year were fire. You did more stuff. But some people did notice that these vlogs, for example, they were kind of lacking because you weren't there the majority of the time for a lot of good stuff. And TBA specifically told you, which is one of the other questions, but it's like, if you're not going to hang with your actual team, then you should be at least recording everything that you see. And unfortunately, that again didn't happen. So that's why we were, just more disappointed in you about that fact. I do understand you want to hang out with your friends, you want to experience E3, but we experienced it last year. Last year was experienced, and while we still did work, we didn't do nearly as much work as we did. So this was a business trip at the end of the day. This wasn't on anybody, because we seen people that were just walking around playing video games. This wasn't our job. Our job was to get the gameplay and get these interviews so that other people would know. So yes, it was something that we expected of you because we all put in work.
And when you put in that work, it eventually leads to more success, which leads to more business contacts, which leads to more money, which, like you said, you feel like you weren't getting much out of this. You could have got so much more. It ultimately falls on your shoulders because you didn't make the most out of your trip.
Right. Okay, so next question. Why were you not with your assigned E3 group on Tuesday and Wednesday?
When we first arrived to E3, I think it was Ace. Yeah, he had a meeting with some company across town. So what do you call it? All that was left there was like Anon and I even, I was typing on the phone. You guys talked about it. Like, I was like, where you at? And I'm like, Anon's off doing his thing. So, I mean, I even tried to walk with TH and Siggy at one point, but so they gave me, like, at some point they gave me the look like, hey, you better go do your thing for them. And I was just like, fine, I'll go and try to figure out something to do. So, initially I just started walking around and, trying to experience shit and, experience the game so I can, formulate an opinion to talk about later. And what do you call it? Then my feet started to hurt, so I would sit down, and then the cycle would repeat itself. And eventually, I got the call from Mav, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be walking around here anyway by myself. If I'm gonna be walking around, might as well do it with someone. And that's what I ended up doing. So I went and hanged out with, Mav and Corey, and I stood in lines and try to experience as much as I could.
I mean,
okay.
We specifically told you what to do, though. Like, we assigned you a team. We also told you to vlog, so I'm a little confused on the part where you said you didn't know what to do. Was it you didn't know what to do, or you just wanted to be, like, a part of the meetings because you felt like you didn't have your own?
What do you call it? I understand that the vlogs were lacking, but like I said, I was in and out of, like, walking around and sitting down, more so sitting down. And yeah, it's like clearly, health or, in shape or fitness wise, I clearly wasn't ready for E3.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. How many videos did you end up producing for E3 total?
Maybe 3.
All right. As a part of the team, do you think it's okay to leave your team members on multiple occasions when they all agree to put in effort and wait for results? This includes the events that we were invited to.
It depends more on the situations. I know what events you're referring to.
It's kind of a yes or no question here.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
Why? All right. Why do you think it's okay to degrade the visual quality of our E3 videos so we can hide your lower half? Because I heard that when Ace was recording you one time, you were saying that you didn't want your lower half to be shown.
I can send you a video of what do you call it? Ace recorded, and he did record like my torso. I mean, I believe that's the way all the GI stuff was recorded.
No, what we were told is he recorded your whole body, but you requested to edit out the lower half of your body, which degrades the quality because you got to zoom in on the videos. You got to cut it up and stuff. Is that false?
That's false. With the video in the Technomancer review, what was recorded was my upper torso, and what do you call it? I had no problem, but the person I was reviewing, she didn't have a bra on, and what do you call it? Her nipples were showing in the video, and I was trying to be respectful, and in order to cover that up, I had to zoom in for my Technomancer review.
I'm gonna have to ask Ace that. I'm gonna have to ask Ace about that.
Yeah, let's pause for a minute, Ace.
Is he in there?
He's
typing right now.
In another lobby or something. Yeah.
He says he has raw footage. We just need a screen cap.
So we're gonna pause the rest of the question until we can get a rebuttal.
Yeah.
Hey Ace.
Oh, there.
Can you send us a screenshot of the Technomancer review of like the original raw footage?
I would have to look at it. Moshi also has the raw footage of it as well too. But just to kind of piggyback what Moshi said, I'm not gonna sit here and argue. Did you or did you not tell me to make sure when I did record to get the upper half? Because to my knowledge, you didn't know anything about. We're not gonna say her name. bra not being there until afterwards, and after I said something to you.
I did tell you to record the upper half, but
and was it because I didn't even interrupt you?
It wasn't because like
was it because of her, or was it because of you?
Like it was more of like a professional thing. Like that's the shot I wanted.
Oh, okay. And, so then that negates what you said earlier when you said that it was because of you and her, but then you just sat there and told
I'm not ashamed of the way you recorded. I requested that because it looks professional.
Okay.
What do you call it? The way I edited it was because while I was editing, I can't even send you a screenshot. My torso was in there, and I'm not ashamed or anything. But what do you call it? I did notice that her nipples were poking through her shirt, and I know she would see the video, so I wanted to be respectful.
I mean, I completely understand that, but then you just went up there and said a couple of minutes ago that it was false about what I had said earlier about you coming up to me and telling me to just make sure to show your torso a little bit higher up. But then you just sat there and said you noticed it when you edited the video, so then you changed it yourself.
I think what he's asking you, Moshi, is did you or did you not say that?
Say what?
To record your upper half.
I can't. I don't know if I'm.
Because I'm gonna ask you. Why would he say that about you? Why would somebody just make that up about you?
I'm not saying he's making it up. I'm just saying like.
I mean,
I'm trying to think if I did say that. I'm trying to figure out why I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna sit here like I remember everything from E3 from.
Okay, well, I
don't want to harp on this shit.
We'll talk that up. We'll talk that up. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. In your video, you said that we disrespected you. How did we disrespect you in your video?
I didn't say that you disrespected me.
Yeah, you said we villainized you, and you were disappointing us.
Well, sorry, that was the Snapchat. Sorry, this was
on Snapchat. It doesn't matter where you said it. You publicly said it. That's what matters.
Okay. I'm gonna hold off on that one because it's inside what what I prepared.
Okay. All right. Well,
what does that mean?
He has.
I'm sure he wants to say something.
After we.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So we'll move on from that. Were you disappointed in how we described your behavior, or were you disappointed in your behavior itself?
I wasn't disappointed in how you were describing it. I was disappointed in the fact that that's out of all the things that's what you brought up.
Can you be specific?
That's mainly it.
Yeah, be specific on what you're talking about.
Because I mean, in the stream, like you were trying to paint me as like some kind of like Debbie Downer. I'm just like I'm not I'm not intentionally trying to be negative, but in the situations that you're putting me in, like,
Moshi, if I may ask,
what it is.
Was there any time at E3 that you said something positive, whether it was getting something or something like that, before the actual gratification?
I couldn't tell you that from like I don't.
I think the better statement to make here is what we're looking for is accountability, because you just said that you're not aware that you're doing it, and it's like we don't really care that you're not aware. We're asking you to acknowledge it. Do you think at any point?
Yeah. That I was being negative?
Because I can definitely, we can.
I mean, obviously,
we got examples.
You displayed that, you were annoyed with me for doing something. So obviously, I wasn't doing something right.
Moshi, where in the video? Be specific. What did we say that was out of line or false about?
Wasn't true. Or villainized you.
That made you seem more negative than you actually were. Did you not say that? I don't want you guys to come to the Xbox event.
I'll bring them up. I didn't want to get into this.
No, we're keeping it 100. Go ahead.
But like for instance, like when we were at the Xbox conference and I told you guys not to come, like the reason why I told you is not because I wanted to be negative. It's like at the time, like the people were telling us that the only way you could get in was if you were one of the first 500 at the Microsoft store, or if you were invited media, which we were neither. I mean, luckily, you know, through the kindness of a stranger that, you know, we got in, but because he saw us there early, and he came to talk to, like, you know, me, Anon, and Nomad, and I guess Nomad, you know, made good friends with him. And he saw that when everybody was going inside, when it looked like we weren't going to be able to get in, he was like, no, these guys are, you know, they've been waiting out here all morning. Let's give them passes. And then Nomad was like, okay, we got more people. And we were lucky that we got in. And when you guys brought that up to me, like, your explanation was, Moshi, you got to anticipate the finesse. And I'm like, that's a, you know, to me, that's BS. Cause it's like, if I could anticipate luck, you know, I would try to win the lottery.
But you know why we told you again, because you went last year, right?
And then the second, what do you call it, event that you try to pay me, like, and that right there was the first case in which you accused me of abandoning you or trying to abandon you. I'm like, I didn't abandon you, fam. I was just, you know, playing with the cards I was dealt. And what do you call it? You know, the second time was at the PS4 thing. Like, when we got there in plenty enough, you know, enough time to get in.
You real quick. You first abandoned us Sunday when we got there, like the day one. Okay.
Let me explain that. So, you know, in the video, you were saying that, you know, what do you call it? I abandoned you after, you know, we finished eating and I didn't go to the EA Play event with you. What do you call it? So, and you mentioned that, you know, I was shaking because, you know, and then you guys feared that, you know, I was going to, like, pass out or something. And honestly, if I'm truthful with you, it was like, I was scared I was going to pass out because, you know, I hadn't slept for like a day and like a half because, like, you know, I spent like literally all day preparing. And then I didn't sleep through the night because I didn't sleep on the airplane because there was a kid crying right next to me. So I hadn't slept. You know what I mean?
So, are you going to take accountability for that?
Yeah, all we're asking is did you ditch us? It wasn't. We weren't asking.
Hold on.
We agreed that the shaking happened.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
And then what do you call it? You know, I was personally tired because I had, like you said, I brought like 3 bags with me, and I had to lug that all around LAX. And then by the time we sat down to eat, you know, I was, you know, I'm tired, you know, I'm hungry. And then, you know, obviously I was shaking. So obviously I needed rest. And when we left, you guys wanted to go to the EA Play thing. And I was like, man, like I'm sitting here shaking. I'm obviously tired. And I don't have access to this EA Play event. And you guys were saying, like, you know, later on that you should have went. We could have finessed you in. But like I said, I can't account for luck, fam. Like, you could have easily not been, like, the people who weren't invited in. Like, I don't know. You said some of the people like weren't invited.
Yeah, I didn't have a pass. I got in too. Yeah,
right.
We all got in as a group. Right. And let me ask you this.
Right.
It's the same thing I asked you with the PS4 situation. Where did you have to be? Where did you have to be? Besides where we were at, trying to get into an event. Where else did you have to be?
Sleeping. You know,
that's the wrong answer, fam.
Not trying to pass out.
Hold on. At the end of the day,
I'm gonna get you. Do you want to give another answer, fam?
No. That's not okay.
That's not cool.
That's okay.
So at the end of the day, you left us and you gave up without trying
because you wanted to sleep. Next question,
nigga. I'm not gonna even
wait. If I can hold on. Everybody, just chill out.
Just go to the next. Go to the next question, man.
It is what it is.
Because it's kind of like we beating the dead horse at this point.
Okay. All right. We are going to move on. All right. Why did you say that you wanted to be the villain, but then complain that you got villainized in our response, even though we didn't actually do that? Well, that's kind of 19 is kind of we're gonna skip that one. We're gonna skip that one because they kind of got into that a little bit. And did we not warn you multiple times that we changed the locks on everything if you didn't shape up?
You've never told me that.
We have.
That is not true. That is not true. We've told you on multiple occasions. I know that for a fact.
Moshi, I'm like, I've been quiet this whole time, but I was in here. I was in here when that was said.
Bro, if you want me to lie, I can't do that, fam.
It's not a lie.
Just hold on. Nobody's saying you lying, Moshi. All I said was I was in here and I specifically heard that. I heard it for the first time. The first time I heard it, because I'm not always in here when y'all had y'all talks. I wasn't there at E3 when y'all had y'all talks. I wasn't there last year, but I heard it when we were all here and everybody was in here waiting on you. Anon had to be up in 4 hours, but he was still in here. And then when you came in here mad late, that was the first time I heard it. That was the first time that I heard it, because everybody was pissed at you, because everybody was scrambling and shit, trying to get shit together. Motherfuckers was sending money here, sending money there. So you had a place to lay your head because you didn't do what you had to do to get in E3 on your own. That's what I heard. So I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, coming at you, but I've been listening to you and you just not accepting responsibility. You are not holding yourself accountable right now. That's all I'm saying. We did shit that was wrong and we'll get into that too. But right now, need you to just step up and just admit shit, dude.
I'm not admitting a lie, fam. I've never heard that.
Next question, man.
All right.
Next question.
So why did you have time to all of a sudden post videos and live streams as soon as you found out that we excommunicated you?
And before you answer, I would just like to point out you haven't live streamed all of 2016, but go ahead.
He live streamed for his birthday.
Okay, that's one. Okay.
That's the only exception.
I'll give you that.
I live streamed. I didn't plan on live streaming. I live streamed because I was invited by my friends to live stream a new game. I actually didn't even have money for the game, but what do you call it? You know, they were nice enough to.
That's irrelevant to the point.
Let the man explain.
But okay, so okay,
Right,
you were
now let him
invited.
talk.
Yeah, just let him go. Let him go.
You know, they were nice enough to get it from me, so I didn't. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and waste their money. So, you know, I did the live stream. I played the game.
Oh my god,
that's a
Chill.
Let me back away.
Let him talk. Let him talk, people. Let him talk, please.
Right.
Let him talk.
Just let him speak. Y'all
Let him speak his piece. We said we wasn't gonna rebuttal shit he said, but we doing just that. Let him speak.
What was the other thing you asked me?
And why did you feel time to post videos and live streams? So referring back to the
so
videos,
video wise, actually, I spent all last week like recording YouTuber's life. You know, another game I bought, some more indie games, trying to prepare the footage for like this week, so that like during the week, because what I had planned to do was drop, you know, basically show people like a proof of concept, like what I wanted to do for the channel. That was my plan for the week. Right now, I didn't get to doing that because, you know, obviously the events that unfolded, you know, I put that aside to talk about it. Live stream wise, like I said, I was invited, and you know, I have no plans to. You know, I don't usually live stream, so.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What's the next question?
And the next to last question, unless of course I'm sure somebody is going to say something else, but we'll let you say your piece after this. Do you feel like it wasn't worth your time to work on the website and Gaming Illuminati for free, despite you signing up, knowing that you wouldn't be paid immediately, and the fact that you have so much free time and extra exposure on the podcast, website, and the YouTube channel?
Well, the exposure part was, you know, it's nice, but in the end, you know, what you were asking of me is actually, you know, doing a job. I understand that, you know, I have a lot of free time, which you explained to everybody. You know, currently I am, you know, unemployed, even though that was, you know, private information.
Nobody revealed that.
Which none of us said.
Yes,
but since no, we did not. Stop it,
bro. I can pull it up.
No, you did. We said you have free time. Stop it.
Okay, fine.
And also, I want you to reveal to everybody else. Not only do you not have a job, what else?
What?
So if we get
Explain,
everything out there.
Explain to everybody why I'm personally so upset with you. It's not that you just don't have a job, but what do you do during the day?
Edit? Like
No, you took a break from school, Moshi, from college.
Oh,
you don't work.
All right, this is
you don't go.
personal.
No, because
no, this has to be said.
No, it has to be said.
I'm not saying it to be malice.
Oh my god,
it has nothing to do with malice.
I wouldn't even have brought this up if he didn't. But you don't work. You don't go to school. You're at home all day. That's the real reason we're all upset with you, and that's why we had so much high expectations for you. Because I personally have the second most time with you, and I personally felt like you're supposed to be tag teaming with me, and you're always leaving me hanging. But I look at somebody like a Flock or a Nomad who got kids, but they're in the DMs like, yo, what do you need? Like, you don't think that's foul on your end?
It looks very, very bad, Moshi. Flock,
like I said before, fam, and I stated this in my video. Like, clearly, I don't do enough business-wise. And it's my fault for not telling you guys that, being honest with you and telling you that, my heart is not, in it like you guys.
You don't have to say it, Moshi. We can see it.
Yeah.
We can see it.
It's like, and eventually you saw that. But, it is what it is. What happened. So.
And I'm just, like I said, I'm just very, very disappointed that, first of all, I had to come to this, that you felt when you woke up after everything happened, that you just had to make a video. This is literally like the same situation again. If you all remember, or even the new people, we had another person who we did not kick him out. He left on his own accord and did not speak to anybody except for me because I was neutral. I was not there at the time, and I have no ill malice. But besides me making the initial video, and I said nothing in that video, I literally just said, of course you all noticed that the podcast hasn't been up for over a month. And I just briefly explained what happened, and I said, well, do y'all still want to see the podcast or not? That was the point of that video. But after that, he ended up making a video and again aired everything out, and that ended up countering everybody else making a video, which both of them got deleted, but it's exactly what happened. Everything that initially wasn't private, that should have been between us, ended up becoming public. And why does it have to come to that, Moshi? I really don't understand. I don't care if you're angry. I don't care if you're sad. I don't care if you're confused. If we are supposed to be friends, you do not do that to another friend, sir. I know that we are YouTubers, but we keep all this stuff in private. Nobody knew about any of the conversations that we had as a team. Nobody knew about the conversation that we had with you personally. No one knew about any of that, fam. Nothing. We kept all of that in house, and you know why we were still so tight knit? Because we kept everything in house. We're not like these other crews out here that make videos about each other all day, but then send a Skype and then everything is cool. We don't do that. We play games. We get these videos out, and we're friends. We're cool. I've seen you multiple times, sir. We went to events together. That's what I'm really disappointed about. Why did you make the video, sir? Why?
Let me just say something real quick. In Moshi's defense, believe it or not, we didn't handle that altogether that well either. And I don't know if you saw the stream, Moshi, when we were all talking about it. I'm quite sure you did. But I don't know if you heard me say that I felt personally responsible to tell you that next morning, that I should have called you myself and told you if nobody else would have. So that's just how I personally felt. And I felt like, the whole unfollowing shit, yeah, it was kind of a whole move on our part. But, sometimes people, you have a nigga moment, and that's what I think we had in that sense. But the whole result of everything, the way everything went down, minus the unfollowing or not informing you in a timely fashion, I think it was somewhat justified because you had a lot of people upset with you, feeling like that you just weren't a team player. I mean, it was stuff that I seen, and I just didn't say anything because I figured that the guys that you talk to the most would tell you and address you on it. Like I said before, like when everybody was in here for that mandatory meeting, everybody trying to figure out how we gonna do this, how we gonna do that. Me and Ethos didn't even go to E3, so we could have easily been like, fuck it, I don't care, whatever, But we still made sure we were there and we held shit down. And for you to come in there not an hour late, but 2.5 hours late. So you came in at 2.5 hours late after you finished your session with the guys you were playing with. And these guys, Ace and TB, everybody was on that scrambling trying to get you all a place to stay, to lay your head. And what I got out of that, I didn't feel like you were even grateful for it. Instead, I just heard you complaining about the place or how it looked and all this other stuff when they were scrambling to do this shit somewhat last minute for you. And people sending, you know, the money that's getting donated and shit like that. I just feel like you have I always say that you are a talented brother, man. I always say that. Anybody that ever heard me, anybody was in the last stream heard me say that. Like, this dude is so talented. I just hate the fact that he just does not, you know, utilize the time that he has to progress with that. Instead, I hear a lot of complaining. I know I told you, I need you to get yourself right physically. And hopefully that this shit that just happened motivates you to do that, to get your shit together. That's just all I really got to say about that, man. I just feel like you have a sense of entitlement at times, and you can be a spoiled ass brat. I'm just being honest with you, bro. But like I said, at the end of the day, we cool. Anytime you ever need any advice, anything from me, brother, you got my phone number. You can call me. But I did feel like I should have been the one to call you if nobody else was gonna call you. That's the only thing I say I would have done differently. I'm done.
I wanted to make a quick comment about
go ahead and say your piece.
You know, I do agree that what do you call it? I sounded a bit ungrateful when I was talking about the Airbnb. I was really obsessed with, like, I mean, how disgusting it was. It was I mean, granted, I did have a place to lay my head at night, but it's like it was me, Anon, Nomad, the owner's friend, and another person who was renting a room down the hall, all sharing one bathroom. And you know, I was uncomfortable with the
to keep it 100 with you on the Airbnb. I feel that I understand you felt like it was dirty, but once again, I'm looking for accountability because this falls onto your shoulders. Remember, we got that Airbnb last minute. You were supposed to be looking and getting an Airbnb, and Anon had to do it. He was at work. He came home from work and found out that you didn't have an Airbnb, and you upset him. He's like, I just got home. I'm tired. What was Moshi doing all day?
What do you mean? Like, I brought an Airbnb to you. You said it was too much, though.
I did not say that.
4 times the price.
We compared it to that. We was like, like I didn't say that.
I mean, well, I guess it is. We got what we
speak
paid
a little
for.
bit. I can speak a little bit about the Airbnb. I really do feel you, Moshi. I mean, shit, I was in there with you, bro. That shit was hella gross. Mako was in there. He had people in there. But at the end of the day, I know, you know what I'm saying? I know your bed fucking sucked. Nomad didn't have a bed. Like, my bed was the best, but y'all knew I woke up every morning without my voice, coughing and shit, because I was right next to the AC unit. Like, it wasn't the greatest, but it was like, it's what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is what it is. Like,
because that's what happens. That's what you get when you wait till the last minute to do shit. That's just the price you pay when you wait till the last minute to do shit. That's what happens.
And did I not say I reminded y'all constantly? I was like, did y'all get y'all place? Because I don't think y'all trying to go. I said that.
Yeah, JG was on it from the beginning.
I was on it because, again, I didn't want y'all to be left out and y'all were procrastinating. Now, again, that part doesn't fall all on you. But, again, you had the most time. And when we asked you, either you weren't in a group chat or you found something that was too expensive and you didn't really spend too much effort on trying to find a place. That's why Ace ended up having to assist, and Ace was the only one at the time that stayed at Airbnb. And Anon still had to initially book it.
Yeah, like the man had to do it after work and still was able to book it. Nowhere else was there to be found, and we didn't even know if Nomad was going there first, so it made sense for him not to be able to put in effort for it because he didn't know.
And again, that's not on us. The original 5 people, we had our place. So it's not our job to secure our place and your place, because at the time y'all weren't even supposed to be in the building, and that happened literally the last minute. We got 2 people in, we still couldn't get a person in.
And this isn't even accounting for Moshi on top of you didn't even confirm your registration. How I was able to confirm it, I didn't even go. And you just didn't. I still to this day cannot figure that out.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and come up with an excuse for why I didn't, you know, register. Like, if I'm being just honest, like, I didn't even know. Like, you guys probably told me. But, you know, I don't know how Airbnb works. That was like my first time using it.
How many times, Moshi, did I tell you Ace knows all about that shit? Please, like, he's your resource. Please get in contact with him.
A lot.
I mean, I'm just going to put it out there like this. Like, Moshi, throughout the entire days leading up to the Airbnb, before it was booked, and even after it was booked, I had asked you over and over again, you got the information. And what did you tell me? You didn't feel comfortable speaking to the guy. So I said, okay, I'll do it myself, or I'll have Anon do it. But even then, afterwards, after I asked you, yo, well, do you know everything that's going on with the Airbnb? I would even relay you messages from the guy to you. But you didn't put forth effort to be able to find out for yourself.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Me, Ethos, and Flock, we couldn't go. We watched it from home. And I'm not going to lie to you, Moshi, I was pretty freaking upset. And it was more because I would have loved to go, but I just don't have the time to go. I just started working a new job, and I just didn't have the time. I wasn't able to just take off of work and be like, hey, you know, I got to go. I would have loved to go, but I feel like my issue was that you wasn't grateful about the opportunity that was presented to you. I know a lot of people who would, like, if Flock would have loved to go, and I know Ethos definitely, if Ethos didn't have his personal issues. And I don't know, you know, what made you feel like, how can I say it? I don't know what made you feel like it was that bad that you wasn't grateful for it. That's my question. Like, what made you feel like the opportunity wasn't as great to you?
I mean, I wasn't I like, if I'm being honest with you, like, it wasn't like a feeling of like ungrateful. It was like, what you got out of me is basically I went to an event unprepared, and I ended up not enjoying myself as much as I did, and as much as I thought I would. And most of the time, what you got was just like frustration from frustration with myself and frustration with the things that were going on around me. But yeah, like I said before, I didn't perform the best at E3, and I apologized for it. And I know that, you know, I fucked up in terms of how I handled like certain situations. Yeah.
Do you have any final words? Anything else you want to add?
No, because there's one more situation that I personally didn't like. In your video, it was like the tone of the video, like you kind of halfway admitted to being wrong, but then like when you admit to something, you would kind of graze over it, but like, well, but Ethos said to me on the thing, and you kind of paint, whether you did, I'm not saying you intentionally did it, you did it, and that's the bottom line. You painted Ethos as the villain, as the reason this whole split is happening, when the situation is really, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the extra. And what really pisses me off about the situation is not only has he got people in his comment section telling him to kill himself, it's the fact that you sat on Twitter and told him that you were his daddy. And since we're getting 100 into it, when we did the whole GI fitness thing, you was like, I'm not going to be able to get up, you know, by myself or whatever. And the rest of us in the crew was like, fuck that. I'm not calling no grown ass man for him to get up out the bed. And this man, Ethos was nice enough to call you every day for like 2 weeks and wake you up at 9:00 a.m. as if he was like working for a hotel or something. And for me to see comments in your video talking about we're not your friend, I'm sorry, but that's the ultimate friend right there. For him to call you you are a grown ass man, bruh. You're 23 years old, and someone's calling your phone, and you got the nerve to call it. You say, "Oh, I'm your daddy." That's disrespectful to the highest degree, and I can completely understand why Ethos is upset with you.
And you cannot say that I did not say chill. No man said chill.
And at bare minimum, you should apologize. You should apologize.
For what?
Because that shit wasn't cool.
Do
you not understand?
It's not a.
All right, let's stop.
It wasn't a discussion. It was an argument.
It doesn't matter.
Cut it.
But if you're friends, when you have arguments and
you apologize afterwards,
you apologize.
You said some unfriendly shit.
Okay,
and I took it as a sign. I
took it to
another level. I took it as a sign of disrespect.
At the end of the day, two wrongs don't make it right.
But let's go back to the rules of the situation. This was a conversation between me and Ethos. I called out Ethos because he was retweeting the fake Kodak Black page and he didn't know. And what did you do? You tried to make a joke out of it. And Ethos felt some type of way, but y'all shouldn't have continued with that because it doesn't matter who started it, who was the first one that made the other person enraged. Y'all shouldn't have continued.
Yeah, because me and Nomad both tried to stop y'all with that shit.
And I did too.
Like, man, y'all need to chill. I'm like, y'all
were in my mentions. Y'all were in my mentions with that. Y'all didn't even remove my name, and y'all kept going while we were simultaneously in the group chat.
And let me put it in perspective for you for how much he was trying to look out for you and get your health. We were all trying to do it and get your health on the track or whatever. You admit it. You have trouble getting up out of the bed, waking up or whatever. And for me to hear that says to me that not even your own parents in your home is getting you up in the bed. And this man who lives in another state who has to go to work. No, because it's the truth. He has to get up, go to his own job. He gets on the phone and calls you every morning. Hey, man, you up? You good?
And like I said, bro,
that's foul.
Can we move on?
No.
And all I'm asking is you to hold yourself accountable.
This is getting a little too emotional right now. We need to move on.
At the time, I was appreciative, but like I said, it was exactly that reason why I felt disrespected. Because I'm like, this man, Ethos, was the one waking me up. And, he was the one, holding his hand out. But then when he used that exact same thing to dismiss me with it, and then what do you call it?
When was that, Moshi? When did I once ever bring up your phone call?
When
I respected you live stream.
Hold up. When what do you call it? You used the exact same thing to dismiss me with it. Because when I was like SMH, you could have easily said, Do you
remember what I said? Because you know what I said.
He said, shouldn't you be out running right now?
Should be out running.
That was not an insult.
How was that?
He said, shouldn't you be out walking?
How did I insult you, Moshi?
I already walked that day, so I'm just like,
so why didn't you respond?
That right there would have been in itself.
You could have said
I already did it,
and I wouldn't have said anything else.
I'd been like, I would think that you guys watch everything else I do. When I walk, you have me on.
We didn't see a Snapchat. There was no Snapchat that day.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not there, man.
Called you on there.
There wasn't one that day, fam.
You didn't have any recollection. You didn't say you got up.
Because it was exactly not that same day I went to go get a haircut, and you can go look at my my fitness video right now on my channel, and I talk about in that video I just got my haircut, and I was rut sacking that day. I put an extra 25 pounds on my back to
did that make it after the fact, Moshi. You did that 3 in the afternoon. At the time when you made those tweets, you were not on your Snapchat. There was no time in the morning that you woke up at the time and said, "Hey, I'm on this GI Fitness." I wouldn't have said that.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
So I'm telling you that I agree. I woke up later than usual.
Yeah,
but what do you call it? I'm telling you that I got up. And I went outside and I did what I said I was going to do. I walked. You guys saw on my Snapchat that, I talked about my haircut. And I did get a haircut that day. I went to go get a haircut with the 25 pounds. I put that shit down, got my haircut, put that bitch on, and then continued doing my walk. Everybody asked of me. So to me, it was disrespectful. I'm like, bro, I just, took it up a level, gave myself a challenge, and you out here dismissing me with something I'm trying to do
Moshi,
for myself.
Can I read your mind, Moshi? That's a simple question. Can I read your mind?
Bro, I don't want no gimmick shit. Just say what you gotta say.
I can't read your mind, Moshi. So when you are on Twitter and I tell you, "Hey, don't you have a block? You should be running or walking." There's no disrespect in that statement. I'm asking you a question. You didn't respond with, "I already did it." You didn't respond with this.
I said, you made a joke, Like, what do you call it? I took that as a joke. I took it lightly. I didn't even like say anything aggressive. What I said was, "Oh, dang, Ethos try hard and like everything else but his jokes." I didn't, I didn't say anything.
True, he did. That was his response. I do remember that.
I didn't, say anything disrespectful at that point. And then you made a joke next about, the try hard response pertaining to like my workout schedule.
Yeah.
And then I was like, bro, that's disrespectful. You don't see that as disrespectful. The
person that's supposed to be
the person that's supposed to be helping me out with that shit, using that to slap me in the face with it. It's like you trying to shake my hand and help me up.
And you want me to
using the same hand to backhand me.
And Moshi, you want me to tell you the same side on that? The same side is when I have to wake you up twice at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think you got a roll of it, but then just like JG tells you, the week before you fall off the train. Not even 2 weeks.
One day.
No, you didn't. It was multiple days. You did not report anything that you were alive. Every time, I remember every single day that day. If you were up, every single time, I remember JG saying, "Hey, yo, is he up? Why is it I'm gotta be the one who's gotta be on the DM saying, yeah, he up? Why were you not there saying, hey, yo, what's up, buddy? I'm doing my thing. I'm snapping." No, you didn't do any of that. So then when I'm just telling you straight facts, I'm not lying. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm telling you the truth. And if you find the truth disrespectful, that says a lot.
That's a lie. You just
not a lie.
Admitted to lying.
It's not a lie.
All right. Can I just say something? I see where it got blurred a little bit with the do you have a block to run or walk? Like, I can see where that kind of got a little kind of hazy to say. I feel like that you should have just asked him instead of like in the heat of the argument. I think that should have just been a question asked, and privately.
It didn't become an argument after that.
Yeah, it
right, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like that question sparked something that should have never been sparked.
It didn't escalate until like after because I was just joking when I said like ethos, try hard, and everything else was jokes. At that point, I didn't say anything disrespectful.
Look, I think Ethos was having a bad day. Ethos was having a bad day, and that's how I looked at it.
A bad day, fam.
Ethos was having a bad day. He was already pissed off about the shit that was going on.
Yeah.
JG made the joke. He said I made the joke about Ethos, running into the wall because he fell on his face or something. And then when Moshi came in, it was like, all right, motherfucker, I got it. You ain't got to keep beating a dead horse. Okay, I fucked up. And he kind of like got upset. Now, I won't say upset, but got a little bit annoyed that Moshi said something. Then Ethos replied. Then you replied. And it was about a credit card. And it was about, not to get all in depth because the people who seen the tweets, they seen the tweets. It was just like, okay, I'm doing this. You doing this. Oh, well, you get this. Oh, well, you got that. And me and Nomad both saying, y'all need to chill. I stopped when he stopped. 5 minutes later, Moshi kept going. So Ethos kept going. And it turned into this shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. I can't make two grown men stop doing. I seen where the shit was gonna go, and it got out of control. Like I knew it would.
Right.
So we can just agree to disagree on that. We can agree to disagree. Right. Y'all both was in y'all feelings that day. It went further than it should have. This man got mad. He did what he did. You got mad. You did what you did. That's just what it is. But
I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it wasn't like being emotional. It was all emotion. It was like I was really angry.
Moshi, but you cannot say
I kept going because usually, bro, like I don't what do you call it? Like for the most part, like when you guys like throw jokes my way or try to hand me like an L or whatever, is like I just I let that shit slide. But like for me, it was like it was disrespectful to me because I'm like, bro, like you supposed to be the one helping me with this, and you using it to disrespect me. So I'm just like, bro, like at that point for me, the gloves were off. It was like and then he brought up like the fact that like saying like I get an allowance and shit. I'm like, bro, that is not true. Like, when have I ever told you guys that? I'm like, so you want to bring? First off, that's a lie. Second,
let's not go there. Yeah, let's not go there.
It ain't even. Let's
move on. It's no point of bringing up the specific things in that Twitter rant. The bottom line is, Moshi, I feel like in this situation, again, you felt disrespected, but Ethos felt disrespected as well. You were not the only one that felt disrespected at that point. You cannot sit here and act like you were the only one that's disrespected. Therefore, I'm not going to apologize.
It was disrespect on both sides. I will apologize if Ethos apologizes.
Okay, well, you didn't say that at first, but that's what I was kind of alluding to.
I apologize.
Is it really an apology if you demand something out of somebody?
Yeah, because you don't sound sincere. Like,
no, I'm being as sincere, bro. Like,
okay, when you said that, feel like both of y'all were in the wrong, not just Ethos was in the wrong.
I do. I was in the wrong for bringing up his personal shit, and I shouldn't have bring that up. I brought that up in the heat of the moment because I was angry. And I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so again, let's just get this clear. Were both of y'all in the wrong? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now again, you should not tell Ethos to apologize and then you're going to apologize. In this situation, again, you should be the bigger man and not just get your feelings hurt, but like, oh, well, because Ethos said this, that he should apologize first because he started. At that point, it does not matter. It's irrelevant. Both of y'all were in the wrong. Moshi, we are asking you to apologize because, again, you ended up doing what you did. You made the video, and regardless of whether you wanted to intentionally or not, you made Ethos out to be a terrible person, and that's why he's getting death threats right now. So again, whether you did this on purpose or not, this ended up happening. So you did it, and you made the situation so much worse than what it could have been.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that was a great idea.
You need to apologize for that situation. We are not telling you to apologize first, but you need to own up to what you did.
Yeah, I do own up to what I did.
Okay, so are you going to apologize? Don't tell Ethos to apologize first, because at the end of the day,
I definitely apologize for bringing up personal shit and like keep on going. Like I let my emotions get the best of me, and it turned out into a really shitty situation.
Look, this is the part that disappoints me, Moshi. After all of that, I feel like that should have been one of the first things you said. Not wait for a big 20-minute diatribe and a back and forth between you and Ethos for you and him. Because I mean, he actually did go on record and say that he shouldn't have said some stuff, and he said it to me. Me and him talked personally, but I feel like it shouldn't have to be a negotiation for some type of apology or some type of, holding yourself accountable for shit that you do. We shouldn't have to be a negotiation for that. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I'll do this, but I need him to say that, it shouldn't come to that. Just like when I told you earlier and I said in the last stream, I didn't feel I didn't have to do shit. I could have did like everybody else, but I said I felt especially, bad that I didn't come to you and say shit to you and the other shit that I felt like I was wrong for. I admitted that to everybody. That's how I felt. But and I wasn't coerced into saying it. I said it because that's how I feel, and that's what grown men do. Not feeling like, oh, well, I'm gonna do it when he do it, or I don't want to look like no sucker. Man, grown ass men don't give a fuck about what another dude on the internet thinks about him.
Right.
You do that shit. You do that shit for yourself.
And let's get further into that. And I will say this on my part.
But hold on, real quick. I just want to say I do accept your apology, Moshi, and I said it in the live stream, and I do say it. I do apologize for some of the shit I did say, because I was heated. All the shit that was going on this week, I won't lie. I was very, very emotional during that time. I mean, there was a clear indicator this week has not been the best week of my life. It is not. So I apologize for that.
All right. So, okay. So both y'all agreed to apologize. So we're square there. So let's get to the part that initially, everybody saw and they were like, oh, well, GI ain't real. We not real friends. Why I do that behind his back. So from all the questions that we asked, we ended up, finding out everybody knows that we all had multiple discussions with Moshi, not just with him, but it was really with everybody. We had multiple group discussions about what we're going to do better to make GI as a brand rise to the next level. So the fact that we ended up excommunicating you real late night while we were asleep, again, it was mainly due to, and again, we talked for hours about this. Like, keep in mind, this wasn't just, oh man, we just gonna do this and then be done with it. We contemplated for hours what we were going to do. And I you know, even though I initially said that, you know, I didn't care, but, you know, I was really acting off of emotion. And I feel like a lot of us were, again, acting off of emotion when we made that decision. I do not think that it was right. Again, after having just talk with you and being in the situation, I don't think that was right. So I'm going to apologize for that, because it was wrong. It was dirty. That situation was definitely dirty, how we ended up doing it. But again, we did contemplate on waiting it out and seeing, you know, what would happen by the middle of the week, which is actually today. We want to see what happened today, and then if it didn't happen, we were gonna let you know. That was our original decision, but due to, you know, multiple things that we heard you saying and other things that were brought up, that's when we decided to end up just excommunicating you. And as far as the whole friends thing, you know, you said that you would have been cool if we would just told you that we can't do business anymore, but still be friends. Again, we felt like in this situation, if we would have still did that, you still would have been salty. And again, I don't know how you operate. Obviously, you know, feel different about me. You feel different than me about some things. But me, I feel like if someone fired me, because it's basically what it is, even though you feel like it's not a job, if someone fired me, I wouldn't want to be there anymore. I would not want to talk to those people, or at least not for a minute. Again, we don't have any ill will. We don't have any ill intent against you, but I wouldn't want to be in there. And that's just me personally. So I don't know how you feel personally about it, but I wouldn't want to continue, you know, game with you. I'll be like, you know, I'll chill out for a little bit and then come back, and maybe things, you know, would have died down and everything would have been cool. This does not mean just because we excommunicated you from everything, including the Discord, that we cannot still be cool. But again, I just felt like it would have taken some time for us to get back to that point. But after everything was said and done, when you made the video and then we made the live stream, you probably don't feel like that anymore. And I totally understand why. I do understand why. But that's just what ended up happening. And me personally, on my end, I apologize about how we went about doing it.
I felt him on that. I agree with him. I apologize on that part. We was acting on emotion, but like you said, we were debating that night. We were debating on it for hours. We were legit talking about it. And what it came down to, Moshi, was I think it was like 8 or 9 of us in Discord. It was only what, Siggy and
A9 that weren't there.
A9 that weren't there. And I kid you not, Moshi. We're debating it. And at first I was on the fence. I was like, nah, let's give him like another week and see what happens. And then we went down the line, and I kid you not, each of everybody that was in the Discord was able to name at least 2 to 3, 4 different times that you disrespected their time, their money, like on a personal level. The ways that you disrespected them, they all went down the line. And we all basically was like, damn, like, why are we fucking with this dude? This dude constantly disrespects us on multiple different types of levels. Like I told you before, like, for you to say that you don't care, you wasted the subs money, not only does that disrespect the subs, but that disrespects my time. Because regardless if it's just streaming on Twitch, I did have to put up them numbers on the board. I did have to sit here and do that for y'all. And for you to be like, whatever, you disrespected my time as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, I apologize. I just want you to understand that's why we were upset with you. And
that's the worst thing you can do, bro.
And to be honest, what disappoints me the most about this whole conversation is all I was looking for you for tonight is accountability and accepting what you did. And I haven't heard much of that tonight. And that disappoints me, to be honest.
I didn't get a chance to.
He hasn't been able to give his words yet.
Well, can we let him do that right now?
Yeah,
but can we let him do that right now? I think we've kind of like beaten a dead horse and over and over again, talking about what he didn't do or what he did. You know, I said my piece, and hopefully everybody said theirs. It seemed like everybody pretty much got their point across, and I could tell TBH kind of holding shit back because I know he's annoyed and somewhat disappointed because of what he said. You don't feel like Moshi is showing accountability, and I kind of sense that too. That's why I said what I said earlier. But I think now is the time to let that man speak, say everything he got to say, so everybody can move on with the rest of their night.
All right. Nobody else had anything. Most of you have the floor, sir.
This guy.
I'm joking.
So
Go ahead,
I just wrote, I wrote down all the things that I wanted to say from him. So I'm gonna just go through it, and if it sounds like I'm reading, like I'm part doing that. I was gonna say, like, in my video, I first, addressed that what I did was wrong in terms of like saying what I said about wasting people's money. Like, I know for a fact that you guys had a big problem with that. I mentioned the argument with Ethos. I didn't go into the details, mainly because of what's happening right now. I didn't want people sitting there going like, "Oh, blame Ethos," fuck Ethos. Like, that was never my intention. I just wanted to bring up what I said that was wrong inside the argument, and I addressed what I did wrong, and I apologized for what I did. And I know that it was wrong. And I expressed why I was angry about being called, like people were saying things like, a waste, or, how do you know what was going on? And, I get that, you guys like to joke, but hearing that shit over and over again, it's like, even when we were doing like the podcast, I remember I was like, trying to explain some shit, and I got cut off because somebody wanted to make the same joke. I think at least everybody, at least at one time, made that joke. So like hearing that you wasted something, over and over and over again, it's like, it's like beating a dead horse, and eventually just like, yep, that's what I did. So, I wasted. That's me. I'm the waste guy. So, and even at the end, I stated like that even though I did that, and that's how I felt when I said it, what I said was inexcusable. And, I said because, it was disrespectful to not only the people who gave me a place to lay my head at night, and it was also disrespectful to, the GI, because, they didn't have to, give me, any donation money to help, pay for my flight or pay for me to lay my head at night. But, they did. And I admitted that, I sounded a little ungrateful. In fact, like I sounded very ungrateful. I brought up what happened to me the night before, mainly because I woke up to that. People came to me later on in the day to, talk to me about it. But I woke up to that, and nobody said anything to me, and I just wanted to get all the information that I knew that was out. All I had known thus far was that I was kicked out, and that was the only information I had known at the time when I made the video. I expressed before that I don't do enough for the site, and that they were right in the decision that they made. I talked about my character flaws and stuff that I have to work on, and those character flaws may not necessarily be good towards business. And again, I apologized. I went and I spent the last 6 minutes of the video, rather than getting into stuff and being negative. I talked about what I was thankful for, the things that I've got to experience with the GI. I talked about each and every individual person. How I wish the best for them. I wish they are able to achieve the goals that they want. And I talked about what each person meant to me. So, and then when I went to the live stream, like I heard things like it sounded like I was going for sympathy, and I was like, that's the furthest thing from what I wanted. I was just trying to be humble, and I was just trying to own up to what I did, and trying to let everybody know that, hey, the GI, did this, but they did this for a reason. I may have not gone into every single detail why they did it, but I wanted to let people know that, hey, they did this for a reason, and I in fact am not good for business. So all I wanted to do with that video, I didn't mean to stir anything up. I didn't mean to give Ethos death threats. I didn't mean to air anything, like expose anybody or anything. All I knew is like I got the boot. But what I wanted to do instead of walking away negative, like, some, members in the past, I wanted to walk away thankful. And, I wanted to walk away with my, my head held high and, with my dignity. And, when I went to the stream, like what I saw was like, it felt to me like what I got in return wasn't a verbal, like a verbal handshake saying thank you and good luck with whatever you're going to do, in the future, which is what, I was trying to give to them. It was like, I was just trying to express that, I understand their decision and I wish you the best of luck. What I got was like an hour of on stream of people voicing things that I did at E3 to annoy them or for them to be, angry with me about, bringing up a list of my fuck ups, glossing over my improvements. And, I felt like part of me felt like they were like downplaying them. It's like, because, I heard, I don't know who said it, but someone said I improved on day 3, but a lot of people agreed that, that was too late. And that because I improved on day 3, like that means I didn't want to do anything on day 1 or 2. And, I just want to let people know, like, the reason I improved on day 3 is because everybody pulled me aside and said, hey, you need to shape up because right now, you're wasting, you're wasting, resources. You're not doing anything. So I'm like, and I completely agree. Day 1 and 2, I barely did anything. I would, walk around, try to experience the games, but then I would get tired and sit. And then I would stand in the line for an hour, play a game, then sit. And I apologized already on my video for not doing what I said what I was going to do, which was take that year to improve myself so that I'll be better for the next one. So, and, I saw people, saying like, because I improved on day 3, I didn't want to do anything on day 1 and 2. And like on day 3, like the only reason I was moving ahead of people or, moving is because, the squad pulled me aside and said, you need to put in work. This is the last day. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I need to do. So, my ankles were swollen and they hurt. And truthfully, all I wanted to do was sit down. But I took some socks and tied them around my ankles, to lock them into place and to like numb the pain. And that helped a lot with being able to like move around and stuff. And, I was able to get at least something to show for on the GI channel. Maybe it was not, I'll completely agree. It was not enough. I turned in what I could, but it was not enough. So for me, E3 was a complete failure. I know that, what do you call it? Pretty sure like the GI knows that. And, I just wanted to focus on, what I could do for next year. You know what I mean? Take your loss and try to do better. Again, everything I apologize for. I apologize for not being in shape, and I apologize for not doing better at E3. And I agree that right now, along with my performance at E3, that my consistency shows that I'm not good for GI business. And if a player isn't playing well, then they deserve to get benched. In this situation, I got fired and excommunicated. And if you, in all honesty, I felt that the reason I was like more so like, disappointed and angry, because I'm like, if people had come and talked to me and said, hey, money's rolling in and you're not putting in work, you clearly not showing signs of like, you know, wanting to put in the work. We're going to need you to step away from the GI business. I would have agreed because, in all honesty, my heart was just, you know, not in it at the time. I was, you know, struggling to stay, you know, 100% consistent with trying to improve my health. And I was struggling to even like, you know, do something as simple as post a video a day on my channel. What was I gonna say? And truthfully, you know, I understand that business is business. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like I didn't take it personal, because, you know, doing stuff like, you know, removing me on Twitter and removing me all, you know, on all this stuff, and basically blocking all channels of communicating with you. That's like, to me, that was no longer business. That was more so personal. And my mindset was like, if you guys had felt that way about me personally, that so much that you don't even want to talk to me, you know, I wish you would have come to me and said something about it first before, you know, doing what you did. And, you know, I did take it personal when, you know, after E3, I would be inside the Discord, you know, talking, joking and laughing and thinking everything's okay. And then, you know, the night before, you know, we're joking and laughing and talking, and I go to sleep thinking everything's okay. But, you know, I wake up and, you know, I find out that, you know, everybody decided to get together, you know, while I was sleeping to vote and decide on whether, you know, whether a place, you know, whether I should stay in a place that I basically called home. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I woke up, this shit was fucking horrifying. Like, imagine you waking up and everybody you consider a friend just, like, you know, is gone. And you know, everything you think you're, you know, a part of or building is like you know, you're taken out of it. So it's and I was told that, you know, I should have kept this private, but I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, because, you know, like they said, like, unless I started, you know, they weren't going to talk to me until basically today. So unless I asked around questions or, you know, asked people what was going on, like, you know, I really wouldn't have known. What do you call it? And also, I didn't really think that would be fair to, you know, the people watching, because it's like, you know, they're gonna you know, start asking, you know, where's Moshi at? And I just, you know, I didn't want to leave that kind of shit out there on the table, just floating there. I'm just like, hey guys, this is what happened. You know, I agree with it, you know, 100%. And what do you call it? It is what it is. And then we're just gonna continue to move forward from here. I'd like to say thank you to Siggy, Black, Jen, and TBH for actually having the courtesy of you know, contacting me and telling me what was going on. You know, saying all that, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I do not hate these guys. I got nothing but love and respect for them. I was told today that Ethos was receiving death threats. And to that I say, like, whoever's doing that, you should be ashamed. You know, I despise people like you who like to take advantage of situations in order to do evil shit. And when I called, you know, attention to the argument, it wasn't to bring up what Ethos said. You know, I was trying to bring up what I said, because I don't hate Ethos. I don't blame Ethos. And, you know, when I brought it up, I was trying to, you know, show you that I blame myself for those words leaving my mouth. And and I definitely, you know, I don't want to see harm come to Ethos or anyone else in the GI. Stuff like that is, you know, it would fucking break my heart, fam. If I heard that, you know, one of them got hurt because of, you know, some stupid shit like this, and stuff like that is just unnecessary, and it doesn't help anyone. And if you think it's helping me, you're sadly mistaken. And yeah, that's the end of what I had to say.
Okay, does anybody have anything else?
Jay.
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, let Nomad speak.
Oh, Nomad in here? Okay, my bad.
I just want to know, man, you know, I took my time out to talk to you after everything. You know, even when you made the video, you seemed to left me out somehow. Kind of curious.
My bad, fam. I was just
I know.
I was trying to, you know, I got,
Hey, he got like
bro.
out too and just put
It's
you
like,
two A's on the
I was
screen.
just trying. I was focused on like
I know.
everybody who was involved. You know.
I'm just lighting the mood up a little bit. That's all.
Hey, now if you got something to say before I say it, go ahead.
Yeah. Pretty much. I was gonna say. I said this multiple times, and throughout the past 2 days, me and Nomad didn't unfollow you. Even if I was there during the Discord meeting, I wouldn't have unfollowed you. Even after like everything I heard, I wouldn't unfollow you. Like, it's not like you don't have all of our numbers. Like, it's not like when you say excommunicate, it was like from my knowledge, it was strictly just the Discord, and you know how it goes down in the Discord. You know who we talk about, you know what we talk about, and you said in your video, like, when you're upset, you're prone to do things that are irrational. So that was from a logical standpoint. After they explained that to me, I understood. And from the GI channel, which makes sense, you know, if you're not going to be making GI content, you know, why would your page be in the sub box there? But believe it or not, it's actually still in the description. But that's neither here nor there. The reason why I was upset about the entire situation, because I was actually going to DM you today, and then I saw in the DMs that we were going to speak tonight. Pretty much, you're always welcome in my Discord, fam, and we still got fucking our series and shit that we were going to do. But like I'm saying, the shit that just made me upset was, like, it's same thing as Flock said. You're ridiculously talented, fam. When they told me all the shit that you've done, you made the outro to the GI channel, fam. Like, and you made the intro to the podcast, and you've made so much shit. You've contributed so much. And it hurt me because I remember me and Nomad sitting and talking to you in the Airbnb, fam, and like telling you, bruh, it's gonna suck. Shit is gonna be fucking terrible. Like, but if you just get on your shit, I guarantee you in a year, you'll be like, damn, I'm glad my friends looked out for me and like tried to push me to better my health, better my life, and be on point, fam. And it's just like, I woke up and I was just pissed because I was like, bruh, if you just had that need of like, I need to go out and I need to fucking do something, you know what I'm saying? Because like, bruh, it's like they say, you're a 23-year-old black man, fam, a black man in America. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit, dog. And we are such a close-knit group, and like we're all trying to come together and do something better. And I understand how your heart not being in it. JG don't want to write articles. He said it, you know what I'm saying? But he does. He gets his music shit, and then he just does what he wants. It's like none of us want to do this shit, but we know that we also don't want to work a 9 to 5, and it's because most of us work and most of us do other things that we're like, fuck that. I'd rather do this, even if it doesn't, you know, I guess put money in our pocket for a little while, we know in the future. So I'm just saying, man, I'm always have love for you. I still got love for you, and I hope like we can still talk and everything like that. But that's just what upset me about the entire situation.
And let me just say something. That I know, Moshi, I've known you since I first got in contact with all these guys. I've known you since then, and I did write for the site for a bit, and I got kicked off because I just wasn't writing anything, but I didn't take it as personal. I didn't speak upon it because I don't feel like it should have been public. But I understand how you feel if somebody catastrophizes you, and I think it was wrong for everybody to unfollow you. I didn't personally because I'm not part of the group. I didn't make that decision. we're still cool. We've spoken plenty of times, and you know, shit is gravy over here. Just saying.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we all are. So I'm gonna just say this and then pretty much be done with it. To rebuttal your point, and I already rebutted one about you having all of our phone numbers, because you do. So we didn't completely excommunicated you. Nobody blocked you from anything. It's just social media, fam. So I mean, people were harping on unfollowing on Twitter, but again, it's just Twitter. And again, everybody, well, not everybody, but some people did reach out to you, including me, because I reached out to you today, and that kind of sparked this. And then Jenny, you know, put the thing into motion. So you cannot say that we completely excommunicated you. So I you were talking for so long, I kind of just like forgot the other points that I had, to be honest. So I just wanted to say that one. So that's pretty much it. Like, again, at the end of the day, oh yeah, the other point I want to make is when you made your video, again, you didn't tell the whole story. Again, I understand you weren't trying to get the details out, but I feel like if you felt like you need to make the video, you should have told the entire story. That's the whole reason why the stream even happened in the first place. Because I was going to say, to quote Black,
he said, you may not have had ill intent, but not telling the whole truth is still a lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you left room for interpretation, and that's what pissed us off.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I think making that video did more harm than good.
Exactly, that literally sparked everything. So again, we understand that wasn't your intention.
You imagine how many comments we getting saying, you know, everybody calling snakes and all that other shit. And it all fuck them niggas. They some this, and he doing this. You know, it just turned into a big bullshit contest, man, and I didn't like that. That's the one thing I can't say. I think I won't say that it was malicious in what you did, or if it was like some type of backhanded compliment that you gave or whatever. But saying what you said and doing what you did, I felt like it did more harm than good. And then I don't think you ever touched on the whole villain part, because I heard about you doing a Snapchat. Doing it. I don't have Snapchat, so I didn't see it. But you know, just going off of hearsay. Saying about, you know, they made me the villain and all that other stuff. I mean, I felt like, I won't say you was looking for sympathy, but I think you smarter than that, and you should have kind of known better the way you did it. I won't say what you did was wrong. I think it should have waited out. And like I said it 3 times already, so I said it 4th time. We was hoes for unfollowing you. We did do that, and I was the first person that said that. We acted like hoes and we unfollowed you. That's what we did. We act like some little bitches. Yeah, we did. We all did. Well, I won't say all of us did, because a couple of us didn't unfollow you. But we did do that. And like you said yourself, people react out of anger and stuff like that. I'm more level-headed in that situation. But it was just a lot of shit that added up. And certain shit that I've heard you say and heard from other people that you said that kind of had me pissed. And I was more so disappointed than like mad at you, because I know you better than that. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, and then like,
hold on. My fault, JG. It's one more thing. You said the stuff about the, you know, about E3 and like where that whole "Where's Moshi" thing turned into a running joke the whole time y'all were at E3.
Yeah,
the comments say, you gotta remember, I was at home making videos and shit. I was making videos that had nothing to do with E3, and people was in the comment section. # where's Moshi. All the videos everybody else was at, where's Moshi. So people are not stupid. You know what I mean? You assault their intelligence, man. That destroys all sort of credibility that we have as a brand when you do shit like that. And I just don't feel like you 100% embraced responsibility, and you just didn't acknowledge a lot of shit.
I would also like to say to Ethos was talking about yesterday, that mob mentality shit, that also pissed me off too, because the same people that were joking on the E3 videos talking about where's Moshi, they're now on your video, Moshi, gassing you up. And I feel like it's hypocritical. Like they're part of the problem. Like it's you shouldn't be listening. I don't know if you looked at your comment section.
I saw it, and I told them, like, when they were saying shit like, you know, fuck GI, I told them, fam, like, business.
I see your comments. Yeah. Don't be mad at them. I see your comments.
They're not. My thing is, like, I have no control of that, fam. Like, I can't force them to do it. All I can say is tell them that I'm not cool with what they're doing.
This could have been avoided, though.
The control was not making the video.
Exactly. And
this should have been the first thing that went public right here.
Yeah, we would have been an immediate divide, and that's exactly what happened. So
that way you could have heard both sides at one time, not you making a video and then everybody having 24 hours to gather their opinions and slander everybody else. I mean, you had some people that was like, "Oh, this nigga lazy," but I'm like, that we not. I'm just looking, and I'm not gonna comment because I was tempted as hell to respond to some people's comments that was saying shit about you, and that was saying shit about
I defended you in our video, Moshi, because it was people in the comment section. They was like, I was like, no. I would like interrupt somebody mid sentence. I'd be like, no, this is what it is, and this is what happened. And like for you to say that like we villainize you, no, we were just putting the facts out, and that's all we wanted to you to understand.
Because there was a lot of shit that you left out. So at that point, when people already gathered their assumptions on us, we had no choice but to defend ourselves, man. Like real shit. And I was the first one to say it. Like you said, if you were in there, you heard me say, if I could have done it over, I would have done this. So for that, I was wrong, and I basically apologized to you on stream in front of everybody. And said, look, I'll reach out to him eventually, but I feel like he need a minute to cool down. We need a minute to cool down. And eventually we'll all, get together and talk.
And Flock definitely did say that. He said that if he would have done things right, he would have definitely called you in the morning of the, after the shit happening, just to let you know. Flock did say all that. So just to kind of verify what he said, he did say all that.
So what ended up happening is everyone's pretty much slandering our name because they're picking sides. And when you made the video first, you basically cast the stone. You set everything in motion. So it kind of it disappoints me more that you said that you don't necessarily agree that making the video, making everything public was not the right choice, because it definitely wasn't the right choice in this situation. It definitely wasn't. This should have stayed private, fam. And as far as going back to the social media thing, the reason why I unfollowed you, because regardless, because we were going to tell you, we were going to tell you, like, I understand that we did the initial excommunication, why you didn't know, but you would have ended up, what you did, you got in contact with Siggy first. It's not like we were just going to be like, oh man, we're just going to let him just sit there and just wonder what happened. Nah, that wasn't going to happen. And going back to what Flock said, he said he should have contacted you earlier. He didn't initially, but you ended up getting in contact with Siggy anyways. As far as Twitter, like, I unfollowed you because, regardless of who you would have spoke to, I don't want to see any of your tweets saying anything. That's just me. Like, I wasn't gonna say anything about you on Twitter, but knowing you, and when we found out you gonna make the video, I was like, well, you could say something on Twitter as well, and I don't want to see that, even though you don't even tweet for real. But that's just me. So
can I just say one thing though? I think the memes are a little out of control. I'm just saying.
The memes.
What memes?
Yeah, what memes?
Okay. Moving on.
Okay.
So wait, are we gonna play like we got amnesia now? But okay.
We're waiting on you.
We're waiting for you to tell us.
All those little gifts that y'all were putting on Twitter. Let's not bullshit here.
Oh, those are
don't
memes.
Act like y'all got
those were farewells. Those weren't we weren't making fun of.
It was a little out of line. It was out of bad taste, just to say. It was very bad taste.
I'm in the dark on this one, so
I didn't even. Yeah,
I don't.
Those gifts were a little out of bad taste. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I haven't been on Twitter like that.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, I think we're just about done here. I'm tired. I want to play some Paragon.
Wait a minute.
I agree.
Paragon? Somebody say Paragon?
So,
anyways,
ultimately, long story short, anybody else got anything to say?
Long story short, again, there are no hard feelings. We got everything out. I hope that y'all understand that, again, there are no hard feelings. Do not slander anybody. Everything that's happening due to this mob mentality is completely uncalled for. We want for everybody to be cool. Again, later on down the line, I'm not saying right now because emotions are still high, but later on down the line, I can see, you coming back in Discord regularly if you want to, of course, and we can still game like nothing even happened. That's just me. And maybe if you do end up getting your life together, because again, that's your decision. You have to work on yourself first. If you end up getting your life together and you want to decide, hey, I'm showing everybody that I can actually, be one of those people that can take accountability, that will be responsible, and do what we need to do to bring you out to the next level. Then again, even at that point, you could possibly come back and start mess with us on the business point too. But again, that's all on you. I'm saying it for me. I don't have any other ill will towards you. So I just hope that that you do, end up forgiving us if you still, have any ill will.
I don't have any, like I said before, fam. I don't have no hatred in my heart, fam. Like I'm not mad at anybody. I understand why, people did what they did. And
I agree. I agree with what JG was saying. All I'm looking for out of you is for you to get yourself together. And like the main thing I just get out of you is you don't like to admit you're wrong and accountability. So that's the thing I want you to focus on. And I think if you could get that right, you're gonna be straight for life. And I think the best example I can give to you is right before E3. Remember, like you didn't even have a pass, and it was me, Anon, you, JG was here, then he left. We all got excited because we was going to E3, and then I didn't even think about it. I just because I remember I had the pass, but I didn't even think about it that you didn't even have a pass, and I ended up giving you that $500 for your flight, which I shouldn't have. And that very next day, we was in Discord, and everybody called me out on that. It was like, Moshi don't even got a pass. He's like, why? Same thing with Anon. It was like, why'd you give him money for that? And instead of giving this whole runaround, I was like, you know what? I said to everybody, I was like, you're right. I was stupid for that. I was like, I got caught up in the moment, and that was the end of the situation. Like, because we could sit there and complain, but that's not going to change anything. I just said, you know what? I'm wrong. That's my fault. My bad on that. And that ain't going to happen again. And I pray to God that you could apply that mentality, because I swear to God, it'll make your life so much easier.
No, I said it in my video. That's something that's, a flaw of mine. And
Right.
Like I said, I'm human, fam, but I need to work on it. And
I got you. So, I'm gonna end this with a famous food analogy.
Okay.
You better not butcher this.
Nah, nigga.
Come on.
Nah, nigga. I got it, big fella. So check me out, fam. Like everybody's saying, my nigga. They just want you to be accountable, right? And they just want you to take control of your life. Cause how you gonna eat if you ain't hungry, my nigga? That's it. Good night.
Better than the holy water one.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
We gonna work with you, Anon. We gonna have
nigga.
jokes.
Yeah, nigga.
My jokes are bad too, so don't worry. We'll be good.
Y'all see
some one-liners.
Y'all see here that we came to a peaceful conclusion. Again, there was no ill will. We hashed everything out. So again, like I said, when we had the live stream, if y'all see anybody still with the false information, link them to this fucking video.
And 600 of them.
Wait, can I upload this? Can I upload this to the GI channel, Moshi?
Yeah.
All right, then we good.